Alright, welcome back folks, this is hellosugaree here. I'm casting now a second game in a best of 3 series versus, I'll introduce the players. Our green Zerg here spawning in the bottom position is Slim. He's usually my co-caster, but he's not casting today because he is playing. I am casting this game live as it's happening. This is not a replay, I haven't seen it ahead of time, so I do not know what's going to happen. And spawning in the top position here on Daybreak is our orange Terran player, MsStarFoxxie. So the first game Slim did take, StarFoxxie went into a 2 racks opening and tried to put on some early pressure, came out with basically a bio army, siege tanks, and basically Zerg macro was able to overwhelm that. So we'll see how they decide to open up this game, whether they're going to go for the same openings. Slim going to go ahead and send out that Overlord, and at this point it's too early to tell. Now, you know, I like Daybreak, it's a fun map. Sometimes I struggle on it a bit, but hey, you know, why not? So, you know, and one of the things you have to choose here on this map is whether or not you want to take this. You do see some players actually take this as their third. And you also do tend to see some players take this as the third. There are advantages and disadvantages to both. I feel like this, at least some players are not as likely to take this because they feel like it's sort of in the main attack path if you just queued up units, but I feel like either way there's advantages and disadvantages. The distance is, you know, maybe this third seems like it's a little bit closer, but you do have to come around this whole corner here, although, yeah, I feel like maybe this third actually is a little bit further away. But anyway, gonna take these 2 SCVs, chase out this harassing drone here. I feel like maybe a bit of an overreaction, maybe just queue up 1 on there. That barracks is gonna finish. We'll see if she decides to get the wall up off. That drone just getting in there being annoying again. There's no need to pull 3 SCVs. Gonna go ahead and put that, and does not complete that wall off, so that's a misbuild on the spot there by our Terran player. Yeah, that wall is actually has a hole in it, so he's gonna go ahead and she's gonna go ahead and put that Marine there to block that off. Nothing surprising here. We have a hatch first opening from our Zerg player into a spawning pool. That's the gold standard here in ZvT. Looks like a bunker coming down in the main here, so this is interesting. Not usually see a bunker up in the main, but maybe she's just trying to complete that wall off. In any case, we'll see where she goes into this. Oh, straight into the factory, so now on the gas. We'll see if she takes the other gas, but we'll see if she's deciding to go into some sort of Hellion opening or do some sort of Banshee harass. I guess we'll see as that comes up. No reactor going to go down on this barracks. We'll see, I guess, where this goes. And Slim transferring some drones now into his natural here, and basically just going to macro up for a bit. This Overlord's probably just going to park right over here until somewhere around the 6 to 7 minute mark, and then I expect him to go ahead and sacrifice that Overlord to get that vital scouting information off. Let's see. Yeah, he is going to park that there. Probably StarFoxxie does not have vision of that Overlord, so she won't be able to send Marines over there to clean that up. So that's a good positioning there, and that's in prime position here to get in and scout the tech path around the 6 to 7 minute. Hellion is coming out, although we don't see the reactor. Reactor now coming up on the barracks, so I expect this barracks and factory to swap here in a minute and get a few Hellions out. Look to do some harass. That's becoming very, very popular. It's been pretty common for a while now in TVZ. And command center is going to go down here, so nothing surprising here. Hellion reactor opening into command center. I wouldn't be surprised if StarFoxxie decided to put a bunker up here somewhere in the natural. I think I've noticed some players do like to actually put the bunker over here, which I find is a good spot because it does actually protect half of the mineral line in the natural and the ramp into the main. Meanwhile, these Zerglings out just kind of poking around, doing some scouting, basically on patrol. Looking around, make sure there's no shenanigans going on. 2 Evo chambers are up now, around the 640 mark. Both gases are mining. Gonna probably see the +1 melee, +1 armor coming out soon. Just 1 spine crawler gonna complete that wall off here in the ramp, so Hellions are gonna have a lot more trouble getting around if they want to sneak by and run into the main, try to snipe some drones. Slim is opening up with it looks like now has 4 queens, no more in production, so he is going to go with a 4-queen opening. We do have 4 Hellions out, no, 5 Hellions out on the field now. Just going to poke around, basically try to be as annoying as possible, although really nice positioning here of the queens by Slim. So basically, these Hellions are going to get completely denied. They're not going to be able to get in and do anything unless they just happen to get out and start to spread creep, and the Hellions get in just in time. But there's also Zerglings there just waiting. So really nice play by Slim. He's really going to deny those Hellions, although they will give nice map control and, you know, can be kind of annoying when Zerg is trying to take their third. I don't agree with that. Not the best choice to attack the Evo chamber. Queen's going to come in and focus down those Hellions, and yeah, that would be best to run away, save those. And again, just trying to be annoying, but I really don't think that this Hellion harass is going to pay off unless Slim makes a serious mistake here. Factory coming up. There's a tech lab on the factory, so I expect to see some siege tank production. Stim pack is about almost done. Should finish up in a few seconds here. Marine production starting up now. We have 8 Marines on the field. We have a barracks with a reactor, another barracks with a tech lab, 1 more barracks coming up, so a total of 3 barracks. We do have the second gas going up here. Engineering base, so starting the +1 weapons upgrade a little bit sooner, but we do have a bunch of Zerglings going out there, going to get the surround and kill those, take out those 2 Hellions basically for free, so that's a really good for Zerg there. He is going to probably poke into the natural here with these Zerglings, see what's going on. There are a few Marines, but he may have enough here to take out these Marines and maybe get in and deal a little bit of damage here. The bunker is coming up now, right in that position, as I mentioned before, to cover on the ramp and both the natural here, but we'll see if these Zerglings decide to poke in, and they do decide to go now. And engagement here, going to go and try to surround those Hellions. Marine's going to come up on the ramp. Zerglings, actually, the Hellions are going to get protected by these Marines, so nice job by StarFoxxie taking out all those Zerglings with basically no losses. We'll see if a starport comes up for medevac production. There was no medevac production in the last game. The +1 weapons is about 3/4 done. Meanwhile, Slim is working on his +1/+1 melee and weapons. That's almost done, should finish up in a few seconds here. Hatchery going up, infestation pit, so interesting choice. He's going to skip the Baneling nest for now, go straight into the infestation pit, mining off of 4 gases, and he's going to also go ahead and throw up this 3rd hatchery as well. And our Terran player content to basically sit here with this army. I feel like she could be a little more annoying, maybe poke in around on this 3rd. Our Zerg player is, you know, basically delaying unit production as he currently doesn't need it. He does have 25 Zerglings on the field, but there's 2 Hellions, 2 siege tanks, and 25 Marines. We'll see. He did get the scan off. We'll see if she does decide to go ahead and poke out this 3rd now, just finishing, so might not be a bad idea. Is the siege tech complete? Yes, the siege tech is complete, so there is a siege mode. It really depends on how this next engagement goes, but Slim is actually going to go ahead and see that and maybe poke into this natural while it's undefended. The 3rd command center is coming down just outside this natural, but the natural of our Terran player is completely undefended, but meanwhile there's only a few Zerglings in the main here. The Roach Warren did come up, so interesting choice. There's an infestation pit. Pathogen glands are almost complete, but no infestors on the field and no Baneling nest either. So this could do some significant damage if we get a good siege up here. We'll see. And once again deciding not to siege up, so I feel like that siege was a bit late, but still going to siege up here. Focus down these evolution chambers, get these queens out. Infestors going back here, going to wait for some energy. And, oh, spotting the infested Terran eggs there on the siege tanks. Not going to really do anything right now, though. Terran needs to get a scan off here on this high ground so that these tanks can go ahead and work on these infestors, but right now, oh, huge fungal going down. Basically taking out all those Marines, and these Zerglings are going to be able to come in and clean those siege tanks, so really a missed opportunity by our Terran player. Meanwhile, these Zerglings are coming in the natural and just ravaging. There is a bunker there. They're not going to get the run by in the main, but they're going to take out all these probes, almost kill this command center, force the lift off, and really puts our Terran player in a bad position. Meanwhile, our Zerg player is now on 3 bases, really only mining off of 2 at this point, but he may look to transfer some drones. No, but he is producing now. Let's take a look at the production tab. He's producing 16 drones, rallying those over the natural, so Slim is going to be at a huge economic advantage at this point, and it's going to take him a serious mistake to really fall behind in this game. And meanwhile, the main base of our Terran player is oversaturated here. Obviously, she did have to lift off this command center. Gonna drop a bunch of mules down here, but again, this is really bad, and you would not be surprised to see Slim maybe even go ahead, and yes, he is going to go ahead and try to take a 4th base now, feeling confident after that push, and I think that's the right move. Still got the Zerglings and a bunch of Infestors now, 6 Infestors on the field, 2 more Zerglings in production, and 7 more Infestors, so that's a scary number of Infestors on the field. Meanwhile, only 25 Marines and 2 Siege Tanks. Still sitting on +1/+1 melee and armor, and also our Terran player has +1/+1, has started the medevac production. But I really don't know how our Terran player is going to be able to come back from this. Now just getting this the natural reestablished here. SCV's repairing that command center, still dropping a bunch of mules here, but not in a good position at this moment. And our Zerg player now just being ridiculous here, taking a 5th base. So hey, why not? When you have the money and you're this far ahead, I say go for it. And 137 to 96 supply, 73 workers now for our Zerg player. So versus 42 drones, or excuse me, 42 SCVs. So pretty huge advantage here for our Zerg player, and he's content to stick on that Zergling. The hive tech is actually finished. So we'll see if these pathogen glands has not yet started, excuse me, the adrenal glands has not yet been started. And there it goes, adrenal glands is now started, so Zergling Infestor looks like the mix here. Is there a Spire for Broodlords? Ultralisk Cavern, so going to go with the Hive Tech and maybe go into some Ultralisks, although at this point I think that's unnecessary. I feel like he could move in with these Zerglings, and he is going to bring these Infestors in, going to get the scan off there though, so they're not going to do too much damage. A little bit of splash damage on this SCV, but that's the crazy thing about SCVs, is they can be repaired by medevacs. So no major issues there. A small drop going to come in here, that's going to get repelled, sees the Zerglings there, but StarFoxxie will actually most likely drop in, probably going to stem up and try to focus down this hatchery. Zerglings coming in, going to try to pull out of there, losing 1 Marine, but looks like Slim is on top of it here and knows what's going on, has this Overlord here, sees the medevac, so in this Infestor here, maybe going to try to even catch this medevac, and he can get a good fungal down, kill that off. But at this point, again, like I said, I don't think it really matters. I think our Zerg player basically has this game won already, barring any sort of crazy mistake. And the Ultralisk Cavern is finished. Going to go ahead and work on that chitinous plating, so the +2 armor, and still only, yeah, now working on the +2 melee and armor, so those Ultralisks will come out probably with 4 armor, which is pretty scary. Let's take a look at production here. We do have 7 Ultras in production, my god. So I think pretty much as soon as those Ultras done, our Terran player is going to go ahead and look to be ballsy here. Take this 3rd here, exposed 3rd in the center. Got the scout down here for our Zerg player, so doesn't see it going down there. But at this point, I think it's too little too late. 7 Ultralisks with all these Infestors are just going to come through and eat this army alive. So we will probably see a GG here in this next engagement unless our Terran player does something amazing. But this is a scary force coming out here. Let's take a look at the units. We have 120 Zerglings, or 119 Zerglings, 7 Ultras, 9 Infestors. So this is scary, and I think these Zerglings are at +2/+2, and they also have the adrenal glands. So gonna come in with this medevacs, but these are actually empty, so here we go, medevacs and tanks coming up, but still unsieged. Ooh, and he's going to catch the tanks unsieged, and they are not going to siege up. Huge fungals going down. This army is just going to get eaten alive, and tanks not even getting a siege. And yeah, that army was just totally destroyed. These Infestors going to go ahead and clean up the rest of these medevacs, getting the fungals down, infested Terrans, and yeah, I think we're going to see the GG here. 2 more medevacs are going to fall to fungals, it looks like. Yep, and 1 medevac does escape with his life, barely. And basically sitting back on a few siege tanks, a couple more Marines, a couple more siege tanks coming up, but we're going to see the GG here in a second. And look at these Ultras coming in, +2, +4 Ultras, just tearing through this Terran army. Ultras just do so much damage versus structures, especially Swarmates. These SCVs are going to run away. We'll see if she does decide to lift off the command center. At this point, I feel like just not being a good sport, but hey, why not? They're just having fun. These are just friends playing, so Ultra's going to come into this natural here. These SCVs running away. No more siege tanks left. Huge fungal going down on these SCVs, my god, and these are just going to get eaten alive by these Ultralists. Some more infested Terrans coming up, and this is just ridiculous. 7 Ultras are just going to tear through this so quickly. And we're just moments away from the GG. Look at this, that medevac. It's amazing how long, and there's the GG. So good game. Again, our Zerg player, just the macro, got out of control here. Was able to, you know, put the Terran on the defensive with that early poke into the natural, and basically was not able to recover that. So Slim does take this best of 3 series, 2 games to nothing. But you know, well played by both players, and an exciting series. And again, I love ZvT, so I'm always excited to cast a ZvT.